Okay, Stella's laying here chewing. I give her her morning little treat. She likes to get these morning treats, but it's totally pouring here. So, I think it might be, maybe it's our weather system starting. Who knows? Like it definitely. I mean, they can reflood the same place they already flooded, but it's like a lot of those people haven't even got back in their homes. I mean, you go all the way back to Katrina. A lot of those people never got back in their homes. I mean, it's like the news doesn't tell you that kind of stuff. I think that they have a few times. I think I heard a bit of it like on Mississippi, but they always turned it around after the floods and blame it on the people. Well, we can't give y'all flood insurance. It's way too likely it's going to flood. So it's on you. So I remember that kind of shit being on the news. Like, sometimes the manipulation is like, it's like a spring just sets out in your mind. And it's just like, oh my God, there's just so much manipulation all the time of our minds. It is like having to untwist your brain. I swear to God. And I mean it's 4:30 now. I've already taken a shower. I've already done all this stuff. Like the last few nights have been really rough because of she just can't sleep. She keeps waking me up, and but she's waking me up and I'm in these deep, I'm not in my body. And so I feel super out of it. And then I was like this morning when she started demanding for me to get up. I think she had to go to the bathroom though. She did go out. It was pouring rain and she went out and was out there. So, but then she has to do her whole walk around. She's got to scope everything out. She's just like, and I know part of that's anxiety, but I think a guard dog has to have some sense of anxiety or they would not be a good guard dog. So anyways, there's that balance that everyone has to find. I'm always trying to help her, talk her through it so she can find her own, especially because I know like right now they're ascending too. Everything here is ascending. It is a planetary thing. So they're understanding, I think it depends on how you interact with them. If you're helping them to try and develop and have deeper understanding of life right now, I think the energy's there for that to happen. And I think a lot of people's animals are there to go through this with them. So anyways, but so I was going on TikTok. I mean, I'm so censored right now. It's ridiculous. I mean, they don't put my captions. They stopped doing that a while ago because I would always caption my videos, but they stopped captioning them. And so I knew that, and then I figured, because I've ran across so many videos where there's no sound, or they'll jack the sound up where it doesn't match the video. And so I was like, oh, I'm sure that's what they're doing to mine. But again, I mean, they're taking whole accounts down. But I think it's ones, like anything, any reason you give them, like you have to be so careful, just like in the words you use, your hashtags, and the words that you use, the hashtags, what is the, oh yeah, and the people go live all the time. They're always wanting to get monetized. See, they're just, a lot of people do some of this stuff for the wrong reasons. And so they're always wanting to get monetized. So then they go, but I do have somebody who is, I get these people who approach me online to help my account, boost my account, all this stuff. The one time, like a few months ago, one of the guys, he was telling me, and I was saying stuff. I was saying, I just want to get the censorship lift. And I said, that is what I want, is to quit having mine censored. And what is that they called mine is, they call it some kind of, I don't know. One guy looked into it and went on to him because he was trying to sell me his program. And then I started feeling was super shady, and I was going to do his because he was going to take off all of the censorship. And so then this the girl who had recommended him, she kept coming to my account, like trying to push me and push me. I was like, okay, this is getting weird. And then they started saying like the same words. And I was like, okay, so is this guy going in on catfishing people to drum up business? Is he going, I mean, and then I even got paranoid where I was like, when he went in and looked at my account, did he do some other setting so that I would have to go in and pay then? And, because it was right after that, it even got more censored. And so I was like, oh my God, these shady motherfuckers. And then that is the thing, is these shady people who feed on the system. And they all do it for money, which is a fucking concept. It is a fucking, I swear to God, it is like somebody with power to just say, like, I'm the holy grail. My kid is a fucking savant, and the pictures my child draws are worth millions. And all of us jump on. It's like the emperor's new clothes, everything. And the people just jump on. And that is their whole thing, to get this false idols, to create false idols, so that they direct them. I just was watching this lady talking. She was talking about conspiracy theories that she has started seeing aren't theories, that there's really evidence and stuff. And some of them, I guess there's certain ones like the ship that blew up there, they had the teacher in it, and they was like, oh, it got everybody's attention. See, that's what they always got to do. They get everybody's attention to traumatize us. But this thing, whatever's going to happen, that's going to get everybody's attention, this next one, which who knows? I mean, I see all these people who just keep saying there's going to be mass casualties. I have no idea. I'm assuming, like I've said before, there's nonstop people transitioning out, and they all have their unique place in how this is working. And it can be completely about people in their own orbit. So people are dying to help their people grow and face things that they haven't faced throughout different lifetimes. So they're going to be pushed. No, I told you it's raining. Come and lay down, I said. No, you don't need to go out right now. Come lay down, Stella. You just went out. Go lay down. Take a rest. So cute. She's like a little old lady on one part. She's got all these gray whiskers. And she has this walk. I know it's her hips too, but oh my God, the way she sways her butt. She's just like this little old lady. It's so cute. And I could just see her with her little parasol and her little hat with the little flowers on it. Oh, she's so cute. She's got this droopy little face. Oh, but it's gotten quite slobbery since whatever happened the last time, which I just know it's the poison. I just know it is. But anyways, so there's always these disruptions, man. And there's some energy that just, I don't know what it is. It just fucks with me in the kitchen. It's always fucking with shit. And I do clearings and I tell them to get the fuck out. And it just doesn't go. And I don't know if it, because like I said before, some energy, it's not like they're demons just trying to drive you crazy. Like that kind of shit, they go into your dreams and stuff to harass you. And the energies, it's like an energy that is playful or whatever, like a cat. And then it does stuff, so it gets your reaction. And so it's this energy transference back and forth, and it feeds off of certain energy. And it is drawn to certain energy. That's why you get certain ones. And that is why it's always bad when you get attached these energies to you when you're in a really depressed state of mind, because you're pulling in energy will hold you back and hold you in that depressed state of mind. And that's why I said, I just saw this coolest video this lady was talking about. But I'll tell you what her thing was. Because I always am saying, if you're down or whatever. I've said since the beginning, man. That was one of the things I was even saying on Twitter all the years back. Now it's like, back in the, it's like, God, these years just go on. I can't even believe it's about to be 2023. But one of the things I just saw was this lady who, her thing, she's labeled as the psychic psychic astrologer, I think she was her title. And she was saying that she had a prophetic dream last night, and her dream was, she keeps asking him, show me, show me, show me. And I do too. I ask him all the time. And the stuff they'll show me is, you know, you want him just to show you so you can quit feeling anxiety, but you know, like, you're here to face your anxiety and get control of your anxiety and master your emotions. So, you know, they're not going to give me the answers to the test, because then I'm not challenged to complete the process. So anyways, they don't just, you know, lay stuff out. They're always showing me other things. But this is totally what she said was totally in alignment with the stuff that I keep saying. Because she said, so she was asking him, and saying, show me in a dream or whatever. And this is so weird. And so then she said that they told her 5 years. And so she was like, 5 years, what? And then they said, yeah, 5 years. And it's of this division and this just this, what we got going on. Like, it's going to take 5 years for people to get their shit together and start unifying. And that is in alignment. What I'm saying is what I said of, like, I'm just so shocked how slow this is going. This is truly like deprogramming all these people out of a cult. It is so freaking slow. And whereas I had thought, you know, this was all going to be going fast, I'm telling you, when I very first started this channel, I seriously thought I was going to be, I maybe do like 6 weeks or something. And I thought, oh, it's going to be over. This is probably silly. And I had a whole bunch of thoughts. Like, they were always telling me, like, they were pushing me hard to do it. And, so it was like a process. I'm always talking to them. You know, I mean, that just is part of my life. It's most of my day is spent talking to people who other people don't see. But it is, but it's so weird because I've heard them so clearly for my life. I don't question it. Like, people question stuff that I don't question. I just saw this guy, I kept thinking he was just trying to be like a dick. It was some girl's video. I gotta tell that other one too. This girl's video, it was a cool one. Oh, I think it was the one where she was talking about, it was the one where she was talking about, she stopped at that gas station, and then this other woman she met in the dog park, and they had the same birth date. Their husband's or boyfriend has the same birth date. Then her son who had died and her sister who had died were born on the same day, died at the same age. It was like totally trippy stuff. And their dogs were similar. Like, there was a whole bunch of stuff. There was all these parallels with this complete stranger. And so that's where I had said, I was like, the universe was showing you. My nose is so stopped up. And it's pouring rain, so no telling what's on her coat. I dried it all off, but oh my gosh. Because right now she's like right under me. It always is. That's where I started thinking I was allergic to dogs, but it's what's on her now is what I figured out. So, anyways, the guy started being like, saying stuff like, well, why do some people, because I said that, like, the universe, it was cool, like the universe, oh yeah, this other person in the comments, they said, there's nothing to see, there is no meaning to life means nothing, and something like that. Like, it was the most downer, depressing thing. Like, oh my God, this person has no purpose in their life. Like, they just, what a horrible way to live. And so I said, just as sad or something like that, a sad way to live or something like that. I commented to this person's sad thing they said. And then somebody who agreed with them, like, life has no meaning. And then they came in and started questioning me. Like, they think people like me are mentally ill. And they don't understand it at all. And they don't understand why we feel we need to find meaning or something. And this is what trips me out, is because I've always had meaning. I've always been talking to him since I was little. It's like, what happened to you? Why did you stop hearing him? Like every kid has that awareness. Like kids are always talking to people who aren't there. And so it is like when they sit there and say, well, like, why do you go out and search for this meaning of life? It's like it's already in you. It's like connecting to something that's in you. It's like connecting the dots or something. I don't. There's another thing that is like that too, and I don't know. I'll see if I can try and explain it, but I've got so many different things. But the one thing, the one video that was cool when I was talking about the depression thing was this lady was telling this whole story about that she was madly in love with her husband. I think they were married like 20 years or something. And she had, I think, not adult kids, like teenager kids, I think. And so she must have been a cheerleader at some point in her life because she had put in this application a while back to do this dance choreography with the cheerleaders or something. And so she found out that her husband was having an affair, and she got super, super depressed, and she was super sad because she really loved him, and she really thought that she didn't, it was really a shock. And so she got super depressed, and she got in bed and couldn't get out for weeks. She just shut herself in the dark. And then she got an email from the people that she had got the position to come in and do this choreography with this cheerleading squad or dance team or something. And she was gonna say, no way, I'm got too much going on now. Sorry, thanks. But her hands typed in, okay, thank you, I'll see you then. And she's like, I didn't even know why it was doing that. And so then she said that she got up. And so I think it was that same day or something. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, she got up and she started trying to figure out dance moves. And she turned on music. And she opened the lights, or opened the window shades and stuff. And she turned on music. And she started dancing. And everything kept going wrong in the marriage still. Like she was getting more information and more information. But she got so into the dancing. She said that no matter what horrible things were going on at home, as soon as she walked in to the dance place with the girls, she said it was like she would be herself again. Like she was out of being this other situation. And so she was just talking about how music and dancing and stuff changes your life. And I'm always saying that is a thing. And I used to say that on Twitter. If you can't figure out where your soul is, turn on some music, shut your eyes and start dancing. Your soul will take over. Your soul will show you. Your soul's in there yearning to be seen. And it just trips me out how like people are oblivious to it and how they think everything is controlled by them. It's like they think they're putting the light bulb in. No, you're just noticing that you're so caught up in the 3D that you haven't noticed the light bulb's on. You don't notice it. And so a couple of the things, like the one lady, and this is where I say, like I'll hear people talk and then they'll say some more stuff because they'll be like, okay, yep, okay. And this is why I keep saying people have got so much to wake up to that they think they're awake and they're not fucking awake. And so this lady was telling about her prophetic dream, and then in the dream, she turns to this girl who she said she knows, and the girl's 22 right now. And so in the dream, she tells the girl, oh, this is for you, this 5 years. And then I think she woke up and she said that the girl was 22, but that she would be 27, and that this was so for the young people to have a better world, And that, but see, I know that we're getting like we're changing, aging. Everything's about to change. It's not just for the younger people, but people have got to take it more serious about their lives. They have to get out of this autopilot being led by people who are just using them and directing them to just have no ethics, no boundaries, no morals, no, it's like, and people just follow along. It's disturbing, man. And I just totally, the whole thing, or people need a book to tell them not to kill. It's like, oh my God. So she said that, that girl just got out of nursing school. So, she's just getting started in her medical and all that stuff. And that's where I was just like, okay. Yeah, this is one of the people who are awake. But, let's all focus on the medical. Let's, that's not what's going to go down. I mean, all you got to do is look with your mind's eye, but look with your logical common sense of how many injuries of not just these, but there's so much malpractice and negligence going on. Like, people don't really get these protocols that I've talked about, that administration is the one designing for people's health on the floor, and just following a standard that is, again, that's going to be big. That is going to be something. There's not going to be any Western medicine. It's going to fall flat on its face. And I don't even know if where I was in this story yesterday, because my oldest daughter had said she was looking for this other job because, she was working for the Catholic Charities, and she came over to the Yakima and started working in some other homeless part of the thing with like those apartments. I don't know what they are. It's kind of like some sort of housing thing for homeless people. And then, so she didn't like that one, and so she said that she could get a job in a hospital that they were hiring. I was like, don't go. They're going to be scapegoating people like crazy. Like, no, that is not where you want to go. Besides the fact that they are on a death mission and would force it. Like, hell no, don't go there. So I don't think she's going to, but that's where people get all caught up in like money and stuff. And, hospitals pay a lot of money, and always have good benefits and stuff. Then look at what they can get people to do. Like, this things of what people will do for money isn't just like the Hollywood stars and stuff. And that's what people get really caught up in. But it's like every single person going to a job, especially right now, are going to be faced with one obstacle after another. What are you willing to do for this money? What are you willing to do for this money? And that is your moral compass. And why is the money so important? What is it that the money provides? I used to, and this is why I know everything is like, you don't understand things before you're ready to understand them. Because I heard this stuff before I was awake, and I didn't understand it. It truly is a process for consciousness to have a clarity state of mind, a clarity state of being. It is such a fucking process. But so, like, this lady, she, she's a psychic medium, whatever the hell. And, but she also has no clarity about what's going on in the world, about what's happening. Like, you can't see the fucking, the locomotive about to crash right on into that hospital. It's clear to me. It's been clear to me for a long fucking time. I've been saying it. God damn. When I very first started on TikTok, and when my daughter was here, and I took her to the, she needed to go to the ER or something, or, I know I went to the ER since quarantine happened, when they said, oh, we think you're having a stroke, and that fucking Oh, that whole thing just irritates me. There is nothing Western medicine has ever done to make me trust them. I mean, but everybody's got to see it. Like, it took me several times being bitch slapped by those motherfuckers. That, it takes a while to catch on. So I'm not shaming people, but I'm going to fucking acknowledge my own frustration of how frustrating this is. And this is another one when I'm talking about. So this one, I see this lady a lot, but I don't watch her videos. She's a witch talk or whatever. And, I don't even know. Like I said, there's all these different groups that all like the spiritual, the patriot, the witches, I don't even know all the different groups. I think I'm considered more in the awakening conspiracy theorist group. And, but, because I am very spiritual. And then if you talk about certain things, people think, well, you're automatically religious. And it's like, no, I'm not religious. I'm talking about spirit. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not quoting Bible verses. I'm just talking about God. And so that gets them like, what? Yeah, okay, God, you're the devil. Take your devilness away. It's like, okay, your head's kind of screwed up there. They've messed with your brain there. And so, you get those attacks. I get those daily. Yesterday, I got a spiritual, because I'm not in alignment with the spiritual community, which is just absurd, since I've been practicing spiritualism since the very long time ago. I mean, at first, when you're a kid, all you have is religion. And every time, I go and I would question them, like, well, what about this and what about that? Because I had a strong voice inside of me telling me when I would question them, there was never answers. And so it just didn't feed my needs. It didn't feed my soul. If it feeds somebody else's soul, more power to them. I was always, my whole fucking life, when people would be anti-religious people and talk shit on them, I would say, hey, whatever, doesn't matter. It's whatever it takes for somebody to get close to understanding who and what they are. Like, there's no shame in needing religion. There's no shame in it, but it's been manipulated and they have messed with people's minds. And the biggest thing is that as the ego is purging itself out of these people, it really shows how distorted. Like these people who preach about this certain state of living your life, and then they go out and they're bullying, they're judgmental, they're rude, like all these things that I'm pretty sure Jesus said don't do that. And you're saying, so you do everything against what he says, but just say his name. I'll say your name. That's all you got to do. It's like, well, not with my God. My God, it puts it in my heart to live a certain way and to put a certain energy out there and to be mindful and always be connected. So, and maybe I'm way behind. Maybe I just got to catch up. I don't know. But anyway, so this lady, so the spiritual, I got attacked yesterday and I get these attacks too. Focus on love and light. It's just the love and light. Go focus on the love and light. Stay positive. If you Kelly, it's always Kelly. If you want to, if I want to go to heaven, or if I want to ascend, whatever, the verbiage is that the group is working with. And it's the same motherfucking shit, people. It's your path to yourself. You are your enlightenment. You have to do it. But no, they don't. No, these ones got the book and these ones got the ego. And like I've said so many times, like I knew something was up when I'd see some of these spiritual witches and shit going by, and they have got like the whole mask. I've got the whole outfit. I got the whole thing going here. It was like, okay. I don't know. So she was doing this whole long thing, the witch lady. Because there's a lot of these ones. I've seen these older tarot ones get really, really irritated with the people who are being screwed over. Because apparently a lot of people who have been tarot readers for a couple weeks go on to TikTok and charge people and stuff. And then these people run across their lives and they'll be so irritated because they're not even reading the cards right. So I've seen those videos. This one was, this lady was like, she said she was just couldn't even believe, she's irritated, like these people. And so she's talking to these witch talk people and she's saying, you're not, you're, but I don't know the conversations that go on with these people. See, I'm telling you, I get maniacal laughing. I'll really get, this is nothing. Some of the stuff is just so ridiculous, and I don't mean to be mean because it seems like, because I don't get how people perceive how they really live their lives. This is something that I'm being shown during the night when I'm asking, just show me what's going to happen next, what's going to happen tomorrow. And they're showing me other things. But anyways, God, trying to keep a straight face. Oh my God, it's yeah, I've had so many things about the witches lately too. I've had so many insights about this whole situation. So this one, so she's saying this with a straight face. She's not saying it's like laughing like me. She's super serious. God, dude. So she's saying to all the people who believe that they are hexed and cursed, in these high school battles that are going on with the witch talk, and they're hexing and cursing one another, apparently. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've all watched too much Harry Potter or something. Don't know what the hell. And so she's even saying something about all you people who are, I don't know, under 25 who are out there. There is nobody who would be hexing and cursing you that anybody who really knows how to do it would not put the energy into doing it. They would not waste their time. And so she's going through this whole thing. And then she goes, and why are you following witches? Why are you listening to witches that have no intuition? What witch has no intuition? None of you have any intuition. And that's what I've been saying too. It's like, it's strange because like those people are out there totally promoting that they are so awake. Oh man, they are on it with the fucking spirit. Like they are beyond. They have attached to the oldest pagan religion there is. You know, they know their power. They know how to manipulate energy, and that's where that's the mistake. There is not, that is low energy. To manipulate energy is low vibration. There is nothing high vibration about that. High vibration is when you become in the flow. You become in the flow. You have to be balanced. You have to be in the flow of life. That is working with the energy. And I was trying to explain this to my daughter, and I've learned this isn't something that I've known my whole life. This is something that I've learned is about destiny. And in this whole concept, this one is one that it just blows my mind because I know it so well, and then it's so foreign to other people. But I believe everyone's going to know it just the same as some of the stuff that I used to hear and I didn't understand it. And then I started understanding it in a whole new way. It's like when the learner is ready, the teacher is there. The information's there. It's all of us. And you can't force a kitten's eyes open. You cannot force the information into someone's psyche, into their mind. You can't force people to wake up. You can't force them to see what they do not see. You can't force them to understand what you say when they can't understand what you're saying. It's impossible. It's a process. It's a process that has to happen. And all the way back when I was saying there is no skipping, there is no like jumping forward and taking the test. No, it's the process, it's the development. It is the actual development of self. And so it is going to take some time. That has become crystal clear to me at this point. I've been saying this for months. I wanted it to be hurry. I wanted it to rush. Jesus Christ, I think, there's a lot of people, a lot of us back, like, that were listening to Alice and Co. and stuff. I mean, we were already back then, like 6 years, we thought the event was about to go down. And so this is really just, really drug out, but it's really given me a different perspective. Like, I've had to try and really catch on, like, okay, wait a minute. So what's going on? Because I know that this spiritual stuff is happening. I know some of this stuff, like, it's been, when something becomes, it's inside of you, it's inside of you. You can't go outside of that knowing, just as well as you can't go back to sleep once you're awake. And when you're trying to watch a movie, you can no longer watch a movie when you're awake and have anything get past you. It's like every single fucking movie has shit in it. It's so crazy. I put on this random ass movie yesterday. I was looking for something. What was it? Oh, I started watching some ghost show, which I think some fucking ghost now is fucking come and it's hanging out back there, and she's creepy as shit. She just stands there all creepy in this white dress. And I was watching those fucking ghosts, this paranormal 28 days, these ghost hunters going, and they're doing some Warren, I don't know, some 28-day thing with the ghosts and having to stay in these places. And they have these 3 teams. And it was showing them, and they're all going. And that is where, and I turned it off after, I think, 2.5 or 3 episodes, but I still think I watched it too long. You just pull that energy towards you. Like, and you got to remember, they don't see walls. We see walls. They see energy. Just like with the fish, the shrimp. Where I was talking about how they see, like, they don't see everything made out in the same way. They see color and movement. They see more of like what is real in like they are kind of in their existence. They are getting to be alive, but still be in the heavens, kind of. If you understand what I'm saying. So see, they can be in that place, but still be experiencing a higher mind. That is this dimensional thing. It's where these people are like, oh, Kelly, you got to be positive. It's like, thanks for being judgmental because you're so spiritual. And thanks for thinking you got all the answers because you're so wise. That's no ego there. Like, they just don't even get like where they're coming from. And it's bizarre. My whole idea of being positive is you can't if I could change what was going on, I would have already fucking changed it. I have awareness. I know how to manifest. I would have fucking changed it. And if I had control, like I've said for a long while, it's weird how you can understand, like, you're a hologram and you're still being affected by their frequency and their chemicals, and like you still being in the 3D get affected by the 3D. And to me, these people who are love and light, it is like put their heads in the sand and just shut their eyes and meditate and pretend like the world's going to go away. It's like, good, that's great. If you've got that ability, then, and that's what you're supposed to do in this life. That's what you're supposed to do. That's your thing. I'm very much know my thing. It's been told to me and imprinted into me, and it's told to me every fucking day. I swear sometimes it's just like, oh, what is the point of this? I'm sensitive all the time. I mean, it's very frustrating, but they're very much like they want certain things said and stuff. And I get now, like, totally what they're saying. I totally get, like, people are just getting started. The stuff I'm saying and talking about is going to be, it's like when I very first started and I said, it's weird because I know I'm talking to people in the future. Like, I know, like, there's people who I've been talking to all along, we've developed relationships, building community, found each other throughout this chaos. And so there's people, that we've had one experience throughout it, but when this mass thing happens, it's going to be a lot different for accounts like mine, I think, where they talk about things more different because people have so many roadblocks. There's so many people out there talking about stuff that aren't fully awake. Like these spiritual people who have no intuition. That's what I was saying all along. Even when I watch tarot people, and I'll hear these tarot people who are super spiritual, right? And they'll be talking about stuff like this and these, and talking about life in a completely like, I I'm trying to even think how many people I've even heard talk about the actual cycles and the changing and the earth cycles and the changing of the ages, and to even have the comprehension that there is no linear time. It's just time. It's like those windows in the museum, like I was saying. It's windows of time. It's time and space contained in an age of experience. It isn't this thing that goes, like we didn't start here. And that is why I think so many people have a hard thing putting it all together. One thing too is there's so much stuff now with the black people and the melanin and stuff. And I just saw a video of this woman, a scientist or something, and talking about there was no white people at all, no white people before the year of, I don't even know what year, she said it was like 1841 or something like that. See? Is what I had said before. We are a fucking Nazi experiment. That is all we fucking are. Suave sticks. Those suaves. But that is that's what we are. They were whitewashing the black. They're trying to remove the mountain. They're trying to take the soul out of people. All connection to the soul. The pineal gland, let's get rid of that. The hair, well, let's fry that. The blood, let's get rid of that. Like, we don't want any of the, they don't want us to figure out how to connect to our soul. And then they keep people's minds and they study that. The CIA and stuff studied how to do that. They're very evil towards us. Is that the malevolent? Yeah, it's malevolent, right? That is what they are towards us. They're very predatory. And that is the kind of stuff to me that is coming out so much, is this predatory grooming that's going on with kids. Like it's mental. That is how things have to get so absurd. They've got to make certain people affect them. I still can't even believe how many people just go before the board and take a knee. But see, all that's going to be ending. There's going to be so much more is going to keep coming out and coming out. And the whole education system, I mean, that whole thing is going to go down. Just like the Western med, just like the government. And you have these people out there right now just get out there and blah, 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 blah. And they get pissed about it. Oh, everybody better become a Republican. Okay. Because there's no bad guys over there, right? Like, oh my God. Yeah, but people just think, oh, well, we have to have a government. Really? Why is that? Do you know that there is cultures and civilizations living with no government? No, it is because we allow it. It's because we say, okay, we'll pay you to tell us what to do. Okay, we'll pay you to make the rules. They turn us into criminals. They make rules to protect themselves. They put, police out there. They create crime and criminals. So then they have the solution of police. And then the police go against the people because they're really just there as part of the system, following the protocol, following what the administrators say. And the administrators are all at the same damn party. They're all licking each other's asses at night. Like, it's all the same fucking people. They all are in it, they're all in on it together, and all they do is get more to the top of the businesses so they don't have contact with people. The people who have contact with people who are following these protocols, at some point it's going to go against their soul. It's going to go against their inner knowing. And so many, I think, are already being faced with that, but that they are keep pushing past. Well, I got to work. Well, I got to have money. Well, I got to eat. Well, I got to do this. Well, I got to do that. And it's going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. That's what this energy is going to keep pushing. You know, like I've said all this time, like, I don't know how far it's got to go. I'm just hoping for the big event to hurry the fuck up and come on and, just slap everybody awake. It's like, my preference at this point. Like, this is a fucking horrible. Like, all of this stuff, I mean, at the same time, you have so much coming out about that. And then the people, they're pushing so hard to get everybody to take it. Everybody for sure, that's probably why my doctor's office is calling me suddenly and sending me mail. It's like, no, sorry. I get what y'all are doing. I'm not playing. I don't respect y'all. Like, I don't turn my health over to you. I don't surrender my being to the system. And like I said, well, however, shit goes down. Like right now, I feel like, everybody's got to be home. I just saw footage, and this is stuff that they're not telling us. A typhoon, I think it was, and last month in Japan. Oh my gosh, look up the footage of that. Just, oh my gosh, there's tons of people dead. Everybody's with no homes. Everybody's displaced, and they're doing that all over the place. They want to get us out there, or where we have no protection. That's why we all have to unify and come together and open our homes. I would have I'm not anywhere by those people, like by homeless people. And plus, you'd have to still be safe because a lot of these people are strung out on drugs and they have nothing to live for anymore. That is going to be the part that's going to kind of sweep the streets. All the people that have surrendered and have given up, they're going to transition. They're going to be gone. But and I don't know how long this is going to go, but it is going to be, us all having to unify and come together. But I did hear again that they are not going to march on us. They're way too scared because everybody's got these. So they're way too scared. They're not going to just come in and start trying to battle us. They know that they're outnumbered no matter what. Doesn't matter how many soldiers, every single, well, I don't know how many people actually have them, but enough that they are scared. But they've already deployed a whole bunch. So something is going on with that. Hopefully we're just going to have this big thing that's going to happen. And they're going to use it as the economy's crashing. It's all over. And it will. It will. Like, people don't realize it is going to feel like the end of the world. Like, you won't be able to go get anything. You won't be able to buy things. You won't be able, it's going to stop everything because that is what they've built their system on. And then it's going to be us having to figure out, well, okay, so what are we going to do now? But we also have the white hats or whatever that are coming in from behind with all of this quantum system. And I don't know, I heard, a few years back that as soon as it crashes, that they are going to try and put in, the Joe Bucks or whatever the fuck it is, their One Nation money. And it's, but the quantum system is set to go instead so that it will automatically, but still, I would think it's going to be a process because I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to go. I mean, when the banks are crashing, they're not going to put it into our bank account, right? That's the crash. So, I don't know how it's all going to go down, but the chaos, it's going to be the people creating the chaos. And that's what they keep doing. The ones in charge know all they got to do is just throw a stone and then we all fucking go crazy. We're the ones who keep this shit going, and it's going to keep it going for a while. So yeah, I do. 5 years is probably not even, it's probably just getting started. Like, it's such a slow process for people to realize. I know it's going to go way faster once once they have no choice. There's going to be so much more, but it's going to be so much of them having to face themselves, how they didn't see this, they didn't understand that, like all of the things where they're going to be really hard on themselves for a while. But we're still going to have the ones that are going to be super angry. They're going to go straight into anger. And that is going to be dangerous for a lot of people who were involved. Like, you know, if I lived in a neighborhood and everybody knew me and somebody's husband or wife was killed at the hospital, like I would be being aware of that kind of stuff. Like people are going to be looking for vengeance. They're going to become very vindictive. And that's going to be more stuff for them themselves to have to purge, which is going to be so hard. So a lot of them won't even be able to overcome that, overcome their own anger. Once they go and they lash out and use their anger, whatever it is, depending on how violent, I guess, that they become. A lot of people won't be able to get over that part of themselves. So it is going to continue being people leaving the game. They can't handle it because it's too hard. But there is no leaving it early. This is a thing. It's such a lie about that death that you have any control over it. You have no control whatsoever. Everything is really destiny. Everything is laid out. It's already set. There's nothing that you can do about it. There's no way to go around it. And when you're talking about timelines, it's how you're looking at life. It's how you are playing along in the game. You know, it's a completely different life you're living when you surrender and when you take control, when you become sovereign, when you become closer to your spirit, it changes the game. Like all of those things change your life. And that is why when these people are like, well, you got to be positive. Well, my idea of being positive is not to just sit blindly and pretend like nothing's going on. My idea of being positive is to be completely aware of what's going on, be prepared, and then to get myself to figure out how to keep myself calm and realize there's certain things you have no control over. And there is nothing to fear. It's the fear that they constantly want to keep people in, because it starts from the beginning, telling them that they can die. You cannot die beforehand. I just saw this guy, and I see his videos all the time, and I like him. And he's always talking about the stuff with this energy, and he was the one where I saw the video of this thing that's coming towards us that looked kind of like this Eye of Horus or something. I don't know. It's weird. And I don't know what's going to happen, but he's always talking about those kinds of things and the stuff in the sky and the pole shift. And I don't really know how much of stuff that he believes is space. It seems like to me that he doesn't believe in space and that he believes we're on a flat plane. And the pole shift is an energetic thing. That is the thing that's going to happen, that's going to make us go the other direction, is the pole shift. It's where everything flips right side up, because we've been upside down. Everybody who's aware knows, like, we're in the upside down. But when it flips back up. But he was saying, let me think what he was saying and go off on this whole other thing. Oh, he was saying about his father-in-law. He was talking about these CMEs and to be aware about this energy that's coming in from the sun, and it affects your heart and stuff like that. And he said that his father-in-law died of a heart attack during one of these CMEs. And see, that is where people like get in their mind, like the CME caused him to die. No, he was always going to die at that time. The CME was used so he could have a transition. He had an out. He had a door to go through. It's not that thing came in and killed him. That was his way to get out. And that is where people like don't see. They think like the sickness. That's how they use this whole sickness on people, to tell them that you could get this sickness and you could die. You can't die if you're not supposed to die. How many people have tried to die even, have died, and gone to the other side and got told, no, you're not done. Go back. That happens all the time. Go read the books. People talk about it. It happens all the time. You can't leave before your time, and you can't, it's impossible. And nothing can kill you beforehand. In my kitchen, whatever this energy is that is just, it's always knocking shit. It's always just making noise. I don't know what the fuck. It's just probably in there like a little ping pong. Bum, pop, 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 pop. And yesterday I was in there, I was just doing my kombucha. And sometimes it'll just, this thing just harasses me. And I know it's just to get a reaction. That's why I said some of these energies are playful. They're not on a negative, like, energetic vibration. They're on a playful, like, but you can't see something, and it's just, and they don't know how really irritated you are or how really frustrated you are. They think it's fun, you know. And well, I was doing my kombucha and the filters and just knocked the whole fucking thing. It flew up in my face. It splashed. God, oh, this was like, oh my God. I really worked on not giving any reaction whatsoever. It's like, you motherfucker, just leave me the fuck alone. And then I was walking down the hall and I saw the girl down there in the white dress just standing there, real creepy, like staring. And I didn't even want to look. I just kept looking away and looking away. It's like, no, I'm not going to go and look into something that's going to give me that feeling of creepy, fearful, or whatever. But when I was watching those shows, it was like, it's like I don't know how to explain this because I don't think people can understand what I'm saying. I know it's hard to explain, but so in one of these shows, no, it wasn't a show. It was, I saw people talking about Taylor Swift's new video or some new music album or something that just dropped, which another thing I just saw about her too, where this person was showing, I don't know if it's Aleister Crowley, is the person who started the Luciferian movement or church or something. I don't know. Something with that devil stuff. And had a daughter. And then I don't know if she died or what the hell, but she looks exactly like Taylor Swift. Oh my God. And the person was going through telling all these similar characteristics, like things that they both like to do and stuff. It was like, oh, that's weird. That is weird. That's definitely weird. And then where I had seen other people talking about, it's like she knows things beforehand. Like, how's she talking about stuff beforehand? Like, go listen to her album and stuff. And so I just notice, the different things that people are saying. And in the pictures of this girl and the way they wear their makeup, oh my gosh, they look so much alike. It's creepy. And so the one person was saying Taylor Swift is this girl either reincarnated or cloned or something. I don't know. They do that kind of stuff. I swear to God, I think they are taking some of these clones right out of the lab, giving them a backstory, giving them a fake family, and putting them in a movie. It's weird. It's weird how much I saw a movie the other day I was watching, and I was like, that guy looks so much like Ken Olin. It is creepy. And this was a new movie, and Ken Olin would be super old now. I was like, how? How do they keep... It's obviously, they're creating people in a lab because they don't give a fuck. They just care about making money off people. They don't give a fuck. This is so much like Westworld. And, but let me think what I was saying. I skip around so much. Let me think what it was. It was something I wanted to finish saying about that guy. Just like I hit into a wall. Like, what was I gonna say? Anyway, I don't know. I keep talking for a really long time. It was something I was gonna say. I was gonna try and explain. Oh yeah, okay. So the way that like spirits, or I would say like when you think about, like when I talk about like the universe, the universal consciousness, all of the consciousness that is alive in the universe, that is not in a form, but they could put themselves into a form. They could make themselves into a form, but they also have the ability to be birthed into different scenarios, different environments, or whatever. And so they're not different than us. They're just not in a suit. So in a spacesuit of any kind. So they're just like out there talking, right? And they're always talking to us. You just have to listen. And so the and I don't mean that like in a snobby way, like people aren't listening. I know it's obviously hard. It's all part of what they've done to people to try and get rid of our spiritual side. They're actively been doing that and created white people apparently to try and, which is so weird too. When it goes back to the DNA, because if they used all the DNA like the Palladians and stuff, but who knows what their actual stuff is, just because their skin is white. Maybe it's because they have no sun or something. Like, I don't know, you know, like about our skin and stuff. But I know it's for sure something, and I think it really fucks with them, is that when we go out in the sun, it activates our melanin. Because look at that, that's pretty magical that we can go out in the sun and change colors. And that I think is part of the reason why they want people to put on that toxic stuff on their skin to go out in the sun, why they've put these other suns. It's all part of their fucking thing of trying to just create these droids. Maybe they got like a certain amount of time in to go and play these games or something, but their time's up, so it doesn't fucking matter. But so the consciousness is out there. They can see through everything. They don't see walls. They don't see stuff like that. It's more like how the shrimp sees with the color and the movement. So they're reading more like energy. Like when we look up at the stars, which has become more clearer to people, is that you awaken, this becomes more clear when you look up at the stars. It's not just a little star, it's not just a little shiny sprinkling thing. No, it's movement. There's color and movement. It's actual beings and stuff all around us watching us. And I don't know on which side of the firmament. I would think a lot of them are on the outside of the firmament, but I don't think the firmament has any hold to them. The firmament is an energy that binds us. So if you're low vibration, you can't pass through it. But you can be on the outside and see through it. It's not, it's more of a, it's more see-through than that. Like we could see past it, we just can't go out past it if we're lower vibration. And that's why these people who think they're so smart and gifted, keep trying to bust through. It's like you can't unless it's energetic. So those beings that are out there can look down and see. So it's the same thing with ghosts and energy of certain thing. And you know what I even started thinking is I kind of feel like that they do have like these patrol police kind of thing in these other realms and stuff. I think that they kind of trap some spirits here. Because one of the stories I was watching, it was two of the ones, there was somebody that the people didn't know. It was really crazy too. It was really interesting because some of these psychics went in and started telling who they were talking to and what the story was, and they didn't know. And so then you have the people on the outside, the ones that are monitoring this thing, and they're saying how accurate they are on the real story, which I think would be so interesting. I wish I would have had somebody be able to do that to me with stuff that I've picked up on before from ghosts. But anyways, she so the one lady, both of these ones said that the people are kind of bound there. They can't get out. And that it's somebody there holding them. And it made me think like, well, I wonder if there is, like in this realm where we're at, if they are monitoring and policing this astral realm around us, this one where our consciousness can go outside of us, I think, and that they are keeping people because they keep those people trapped, reliving their murder over and over and over, really horrible ones, and the people want it out, but they are scared of this being or person or something. Of course, the people are always like, it's a demon. There's demons. There's demons. I don't think there's just demons like these. A real demon would be an evolved being, you know. Otherwise, you just have energy. And it's not, it's good. You define it. You're the one who gives it life. But anyways, watching those kinds of shows, like you'll send out a certain energy vibration, you know, to a ghost or spirit that could be nearby and see that, pick up on that energy, and then want to make some sort of contact, because I think a lot of them are just kind of like, you know, I don't know what to do. Where am I? Why can't people hear me? You know, and you know, are kind of stuck in frustration. But it was really weird how, like, this one family was a whole fucking big old family. Like, I think it was like 1840 or something like that. And it was the man was tobacco farmer, I think, some kind of thing like that. He had a huge family because there was no birth control. So he had this huge family with all his kids and stuff. And his oldest daughter, 16, got pregnant. So he decided to fucking mass slaughter the whole family. He went and didn't just fucking shoot them. He had to do some bludgeoning and all sorts of stuff. And when the one psychic was up there, she's like, having to relive it, like, and feel it. She can feel it because they're showing her, and she feels what they felt, and the terror. These little kids, while they were trying to hide from their dad, it was like, oh my God. And then they have to just relive this energy over and over and over. And I was like, oh my God. But if the beings who run this realm are selling energy and they want to keep everybody in fear and trauma, I mean, how perfect. You die in trauma and they just keep you fucking trapped there, reliving it and policing you. Like, I don't know. It's very creepy. It's a very 13 Ghosts kind of situation, if you ask me. So anyways, you know, hopefully I did finish saying some of this stuff. But again, you know, just always gives me confirmation about really pay attention when you're following people, to not just be a blind follower, you know, and to go in and listen to a whole bunch of different people. It's so important to listen to people that that you don't think the same as. So you can see, is there anything that they have to say that could help me out? Because you're not going to go and listen to people who you don't have anything in common with. And that is how they keep us divided. That's how they keep us with only seeing part of the story, seeing through these lenses without having clarity. It's all by manipulation and control, and it's all by manipulating our minds and keeping us divided. And so it's so important to, you know, keep listening to everyone, and to really acknowledge and take notice that this is a process. So don't be hard on yourself, you know, for sure. Don't be hard on yourself. You know, just because I become frustrated, you know, I've just been doing this a while, you know, and I've kind of been let down several times on dates. And now I've just got to come to face the facts. This is going to take a while, and my role is going to become more clear in you know, the coming weeks, I guess. I mean, even when they've told me my role and stuff like that, I still I don't know, you just don't really get it until you really start seeing, oh man, this is going to take a while. Like, especially like I've said, and I'm starting to hear other people now noticing the same thing, is people get stuck. One thing wakes them up and they just get stuck. Like, oh my God, 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 oh my God. And that just holds you back. It's just a waste of time. You know, another thing too about time is I keep having like this like sadness or something. It is like just my one daughter who's not talking to me, which her baby's due any 11/2, I think. or 11:04. It's due real quick up in here. And also, I mean, we're almost to the end of the month. There's supposed to be this whatever with the sun, moon, and stars situation, but how do we even fucking know when they're manipulating that? Like, where's the zodiac really? Like, I swear to God, I don't even. Oh my God, this place is so weird. But when I'll sit there and think about stuff like with my daughter, and I'll think about really fun times of hanging out with her, especially when we were doing the craft fairs together, and we would go and make all this stuff and go. It was so fun. We had a really good time hanging out together. And, well, to me, I think I've always had a much better time than she had. I had no idea how much resentment she carried towards me. But everything is coming to the surface, and people really got to face their stuff. And you have to acknowledge what it is you hold on to. And you can only be blaming someone else for so long. Pretty soon you have to see, like, what is it I'm holding on to. But anyways, so hanging out with her and having those good times, and it just, I'll think of those, and it'll give me this, oh, that was so nice, I wish it could have lasted longer. And that is when they're always like, see, this is the value of time. When you have it going, you don't really even know that time is very small. You don't ever know what's to come and how things will play out. And we don't really, we just take advantage kind of time. We just kind of like we don't really acknowledge the value. And there's great value. And it is so temporary. Everything is so temporary. So remember, anytime you're going through a crisis, just keep it in your mind. It's temporary. It's temporary. It's temporary. Nothing stays the same. Even if it seems like you're just crashing. The crash is to always put you in another direction. It's to take you back to where you were supposed to go. You are getting off because you are trying to control your life. And that is one of the things that they've got people doing all the time. Try and control your life, Make it happen for yourself. Go out there and make it happen. And it's like they've got people chasing their tails. And the better way to be living is, get up and have gratitude. Keep yourself in that kind of timeline where the good, positive energy is coming towards you, and stay in gratitude when a test or an obstacle or a challenge happens, to acknowledge it, appreciate it, and use it for your growth. And, just keep it moving through the stream, but it's relaxing into life. And instead, they've got people out there trying to force it, make it, fighting death. Like, it's just whacked out to me. Like, there's so much wacky shit. There's just, everybody's so off. I do think it's going to be much better when everybody gets on track. So my throat is going crazy right now. So obviously, there's certain things, like, you can just tell you get totally stabbed in the throat when the so anyways, just there truly is no special answers that I'm getting. The answers are out there for everybody, like, because everybody can talk to the same people I'm talking to. They're out there. Like, we all have our own guidance and our own guides that are personal, but the information is open out there. Like, you can't just go into somebody else's personal information and get their personal stuff, but the overall general information, it's all out there. Just, I think so many people, when they're so cut off from their soul, they don't trust themselves. They just think, oh, I'm going crazy, I'm making this up, I'm thinking this, and then run around asking everybody. Well, go around asking people. People don't know. People have no idea. People are, you have spiritual people who have exactly no intuition, no idea about the history, the past. That there's a lot. That's all I know. There's a lot, and there's a lot more to come. So I always say we just got to stay buckled in and not get caught up in wanting it to be over, and see the blessing in what is occurring as people awaken and grow. And it is hard to watch the tragedy part play out, and that people have to go through tragic circumstances to really pull them into life, to feel life. So, but it is all going to make life so much better for the future. And the future is not just for the kids. The future is for everybody, because the whole thing about them controlling death is going to end. They're not going to be able to do this stuff anymore. This medbed things are going to, I mean, people are going to stay alive. From what I understand, you can go do your research into these other med beds, go look up stuff with Corey Good and David Wilcock and stuff, and Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia Channel, where they talk about the med beds and the 20 and back. And those guys have been doing those med beds for a long time. There's a lot of those whistleblowers on Cosmic Disclosure to talk about them. But, we won't be dying. It can fix everything. So, it's everything's going to change, and plus it's going to be our own changing, our own consciousness. It's just like when I was talking about that one guy who had come, that other from another dimension had come and was trying to talk to the government, and they kept killing him, and then they cut him all apart, and he put himself back together and came and said, okay, well, apparently y'all don't want my help, so I'll be going now. And they were all freaked out. Well, we will be able to get ourselves to that point. The whole reason that we can't is because we're too attached to thinking that we can't. We're too attached. That's where they come up with sickness and stuff. So that is the pulling free, because it is just a mind trap. It is a way to control your mind, which controls you and your avatar completely, because you start believing you could be sick, you will age, all of that stuff is all created. So anyways, I've been talking a long time, so I really wanted, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is what I keep saying, about I'll be listening to what somebody's saying, thinking oh, good, good, good. And then they'll get to some part, I'll be just like, oh my God, oh my God. But yeah, I think we have a ways to go. So just, we're going to have to, but just look at it as an opportunity for you to just keep working on yourself. And I think 5 years is a little extreme. I think it's going to keep going for years and years of the healing, but I think that there's going to be another kind of culling situation that will occur, like that event thing. I do think there's going to be something with the energy when the poles shift. There's going to be some kind of energy that we're going to send out when everybody wakes up, that's going to come back, and that is going to change things. But I don't know. Maybe this is all that there will be, and then we'll just be healing, and we'll just create it, and it will just become that, and all of the energy CMEs and stuff will settle down. But I think it's going to keep going. I think that all of that is going to keep going. And the way to keep going is just keep healing and keep raising your vibration. And the way to raise your vibration is keep healing and just becoming better for yourself, for others, for being more caring and compassionate. And, just sticking your head in the sand and telling everybody to be quiet and, focus on love and light. More power to them. But I came here for something different. I came here to be a warrior and get people to wake up and to realize that we are the creators of this new world. Don't give up now. Don't give up because this place is crashing. No, we got the whole future ahead of us, and that's what we need to focus on. We've got to get through this part, and the way to get through it is to use the energy to heal yourself. And, just keep getting everybody. When people talk to you about stuff, I imagine a lot of people are in crises. So many people. And when people are talking to you, just, keep everybody in this this kind of working towards making themselves better and not being hard on themselves. And it is going to change the whole world. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.